This podcast is for anyone tired of sitting on the couch watching fucking Netflix. For anyone who wants to know how to break the 9-to-5 slave life. For anyone who wants to be better tomorrow than they are today. I want to help you learn how to break the cycle. This is your story, and you have to write it. Come on in. We're just getting started. Hey, what is up, everybody? This is the Getting Started podcast, and as always, I am your host, Sean Bustard. Today, I want to continue on my core values mini-series with my third core value, which is wisdom and intelligence. And honestly, this probably should have been my first core value, as I probably held this core value longer than anything else. Ever since I was a young kid, I was always technically considered intelligent by other people and held myself to a high regard of that. I always like to consider myself wise, even though as I get older, I realize I wasn't very wise back then, and I'm still probably not very wise now. But I'm wise enough in my years now to know that I don't know what I don't know. And that's what it's all about. Knowing that you don't know everything, and that you don't know what you don't know, but also knowing what you know, and seeking answers from those who are where you want to be. I'm just going to start this off on the intelligence side, guys. There are 5 billion tests out there to tell you how intelligent you are, and probably every fucking one of them's wrong. As a young child, being in school age and all that, I had several teachers sign me up to get tested for different, advanced classes and this, that, and the other because of my intelligence levels. And it was always because there was some high-ass number on a piece of paper. And that's all well and good to a degree, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That's like, it's kind of goes back to the old parable of, if you judge a fish, or if you judge how intelligent a fish is by its ability to climb a tree, then I bet that fish seems pretty fucking stupid, don't it? So, don't base intelligence off of numbers and standardized tests and, well, even any tests really in general. The only test you can really base your intelligence off of is life and the experiences you have within it. And in going through life, you can make intelligent decisions and not know a damn thing about what you're deciding on. I mean, years ago, I was sitting at home with my parents, broke as fucking hell, fresh out of college. I was a college dropout, and I didn't really know what the hell I was doing with my life. But I was presented with an opportunity to go to Chicago. And I had some friends of mine from college that were able to put me up in a room in their townhouse, thankfully. And they were able to hook me up with a job up there. And while I was up there, I had a lot of new experiences. I met a lot of really cool people that I still talk to this day to some point. But I had to make the intelligent decision to leave my comfort zone, which was here in Tennessee, where I'd been for the majority of my life. And from Tennessee to Chicago is about an 8-hour drive. And I was fixing to move there. And I did. I packed up all my shit. And I took off, and I headed up to Chicago, and that's where I lived for about 6 months. Now, unfortunately, I was not technically wise in that decision because I had baggage and strings that were not necessarily tying me to the state of Tennessee, but they did tie me down to a degree where I wasn't ready to make a move like that. And I can look back on that now being, let's see, this is 2020, so that would have been roughly 10 or 11 years ago now. And I can look back on that and know that it was not time for me to make that move. I was not ready financially. I was not really ready mentally to make that jump. And I've also learned through all the different experiences I've had, and with the different intelligent conversations that I have today, that to get where I want to be in life, to build the dream life that I want to have, I have to find people who are already doing what I want to do, or at least playing on the level that I want to play on. And I've got to be wise enough to seek the answers that they can give me, and intelligent enough to apply them and implement them in my life and in my everyday habits and in my everyday practices. Because that really is the key to growing. It is the key to succeeding. Because success has been around for millennia. And everyone who's ever been successful has just taken knowledge of others who were successful before them and emulated it. They were able to emulate and perfect the practices of those who came before them to grow themselves just a little more than their mentors. Personally, myself right now, I have 2 to 3 key mentors that I talk to on a fairly regular basis. I have masterminds with, at least once a week, if not more. And I take what they tell me. I try to take notes on it most of the time if I've got paper and pencil available to me at that moment. Because sometimes I take these calls, I'm driving down the road in my car or something, and let's face it, if you can drive while writing down shit and listening to a mastermind class, I'm going to give you props for being able to do it, because that's awesome. B, you probably shouldn't be doing it, because you're probably going to kill somebody or your damn self. So don't be doing that shit if you do. But anyways, I like to take notes. I like to write things down. I like to be able to go back and look at them and read them later on and see just what kind of value they've given to me that I can apply to my own life and my own standards. Because in doing that, I'm taking little steps to get where I want to be. And just to give y'all a little snippet of how I would build my dream life, if you don't know, I am a massive, avid addict of Walt Disney World. It is my favorite place on earth, and I've been to over half the country. I have not been outside of the country yet, but I do plan on going there one day. But anyways, I want to be able to look at my calendar and find a weekend, 3 to 4 days, where I've got nothing planned, nothing scheduled, and I want to get on the phone and book a flight to Disney World and tell my wife and kids, hey, we're going to Disney World, pack your bags. Pack our bags, and 4 hours later be stepping off of a plane and into Disney World. That is the life I want to have. I want to have the life that allows me that luxury. And as long as I keep doing what I'm doing and intelligently taking, even baby steps to get there, I'll eventually reach my goal. There's a saying that goes around quite often in several of the circles that I run in. It says, how do you eat an elephant? Well, you do it one bite at a time. No matter how big your goals are, no matter how large your dreams go, you can get there. It is a doable thing. You have to have the right process. You have to have the right mentors. You have to have the right mind frame to get yourself there, though. No one's going to hand you a ticket to the dream life. Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory does not really fucking exist. There is no golden fucking ticket. There is no get rich quick overnight scheme. Overnight success only comes from years of hard work. But anyways, that's it for me on this episode of my Core Values miniseries. Hope you guys have been loving and listening to it. I hope you've been enjoying it. And I hope you've sat down and gone through the challenge that I put out in the first episode of writing down your own list of core values and writing down your own actions that show why these are your core values. If you haven't, then let that be the next step to it. After you've got your list of core values on a different page somewhere, write out and define to a T what those core values mean, guys. Because the more specific you can be, the more focused in you can get on it, the more you're going to see it start popping up. The more you're going to start realizing just why it is you believe that way. So everybody have a great rest of the day. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, you can go join the Facebook group. Go like the page on Facebook. If you haven't, go like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can find it under The Sean Bustard. I've got several playlists for the Getting Started podcast. Don't forget to leave us an honest written review on whatever platform it is you're listening to this, guys. It helps us grow. It helps us get the message out there more. And you can find us on Instagram, too, at the Getting Started podcast. I'll see you all next time.